What's up, everyone? It's Riven here, and welcome back into Moar Gaming. Today, we're taking a look at an up-and-coming open-world ARPG Kung Fu fantasy that meets Fable called Biomutant. Releasing on 5/25, this game has been in development for several years without a peep from THQ or the developers Experiment 101, who, just in case you didn't know, were originally Avalanche Studios and did many of the Just Cause games. So we have a team with open-world experience, and so far, it's looking pretty good. Let's take a deeper dive into what we got coming in this game. Also, leave a comment and let me know what your favorite feature is in Biomutant. Before we jump further into this, I just want to give a quick little note here that this game is not releasing on next-gen consoles. It's only releasing to the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. We will see next-gen at a later date and time. That has not been announced yet, but we will see on the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series X, and PS5 just at a later date and time. Anyway, back to the normal scheduled program. Experiment 101 is a small team of 20 people, and to build a massive game like this usually requires a lot of work. Open world games normally get shipped with tons of bugs and issues. While some can be funny, others can be downright game breaking. So Experiment 101 has been taking their time and been pretty silent about, well, pretty much everything. And over the years at working at Avalanche Studio, they have learned to take the ready when it's done approach and not really give any public updates. This I felt was smart. This is really good on the devs. Along with staying quiet and focusing on development time and bug squashing, there has been limited crunch time. This is something that THQ was all for. While the devs said there were a few times that they did it, it was rare and may do it a few more times in the release, but it will be a minimum. I feel you take care of your employees and they'll take care of you and the company. This I feel is smart. Keeps the dev focused on where it matters and keeps the expectations low of gamers who already expect too much of their games. THQ is 100% behind this, and this is something that all publishers should strive for. Overhyping a game doesn't make it good, and in my opinion, it's hiding the flaws that the community have chosen to ignore because of the super hype. Less overhype, more dev time, more bug squashing. The devs stated they wanted to release the game as solid as possible, and during those years and delays of Biomutant, the devs had tripled the script. It started at 80 to 85,000 words, and after creating a lush and engaging world, the script has tripled in words and is now sitting at 250,000 words. And creating this script has given birth to the karma system called Aura. NPCs will react to your different choices around the world. This I look forward to. It's kind of like Fable's system, so I look forward to playing the game a few times. As the dev stated, there will be multiple endings, neutral, bad, and good. Everything you do or don't do will affect and change the outcome of the story in some way, shape, or form. Let's segue into the story. So this is a post-apocalyptic setting after oil rose up from the ground and corrupted the world and destroying the world tree. Our mission in the story will be to cure the world tree and restore order. We do this by working with the many different tribes found throughout the world. This is where the reputation system will come into play. While you help and gain trust with one tribe, you could become hated by another, so pick your allegiances wisely. Going through and getting the help of the tribes, we will also need to heal the tree roots and cure each root. The more roots you cleanse, you will increase the percentage chance of saving the world at the end. It was just kind of like the Mass Effect 3 Galactic Readiness. I planned to cleanse them all. I also like the fact that the story was not some meteor or virus or some other typical nonsense of why the world ended. It sounds unique and fun. Looking forward to playing through the story and all the side missions. The game has one voice actor, and that is a narrator. He will voice act every conversation that happens throughout the world of Biomutant. Luckily, their narrator can be adjusted in the setting to have him talk more or less frequent. Sounds cool, but could become an annoyance after a while. So I'm glad the devs decide to have less frequent narration or turn them off together in the options. Depending on how it's done, it could be annoying. During the story, you will be playing and coming across different parts of the wasteland or places called wastelands, and these wastelands is where you'll be able to discover your new psi abilities. This is where the mutant in Biomutant comes from. As you find the many different areas, you discover new abilities and new equipment to get you through dungeons, reach new areas, new heights, kind of like Zelda in a way. Getting the bombs, the grappling hooks are going to be the same thing in Biomutant. You gotta find the different grappling hooks or the bombs or different abilities to be able to reach different areas. This adds different ways to fight bosses and strategy of what abilities to use, but adds to the sense of exploring that if you want to reach certain areas like endgame areas, you'll need all of your powers gadgets crafted and looted to get through it. This sounds fun. It's not a new approach, but one approach I always appreciated from the Zelda series. Character creation looks interesting. Your stats, agility, strength, stamina will affect the way you look and perform. So if you want to be a slow, hulking sword or axe wielder, you go all strength. If you want to be nimble, quick, and elusive, you'll go all agility. Or maybe you want to be scraggly and smart, so you go full intelligence. I really like how they did this. I think it's pretty neat. Looking forward to see the different creations everyone comes up with. There's also a character creator code you can share or reuse to create your certain type of playstyle. Open world systems and travel are huge in the game. From the travel side, you have foot, cars, blimps, jet skis, and more. Oh my. The open world systems are typical open world systems. They're capturing outposts, you're fighting with war tribes, like for looking at materials and gathering, while it's all focused on the aura system. For every choice that you do, there will be a consequence. Let's talk about crafting. The crafting is absolutely huge in this game. It's very in-depth, and when crafting, you can change everything about your weapons, from handles to hilts to blades to stats and the elements for melee. On the range side, you can change the scopes, the magazines, the barrels, the triggers, the elements, the status. It's just absolutely amazing what you can change on all these different guns that you build out. You will craft everything from the junk that you loot throughout the world, and the junk will have varying stats and make weapons function entirely different from something else. Each weapon will have different qualities from common to legendary, like most games, and as you get better loot, you'll get better stats and abilities on the weapons. I am looking forward to making some crazy weapons and smacking enemies with toothbrushes and more, as there will be 1 million combos and weapons, which will lead some awesome builds and sick weapons. I can't wait to see how it plays out and what weapons everyone makes. I'm really excited for the whole crafting system. I think that's really dope that they just gave you full creativity in terms of just crafting your weapons and how you want to play. You want to use a toothbrush, you want to use one flamethrower, you use nunchucks. It just looks so cool. I'm very excited about that. Let's talking about crafting. Let's actually segue into the combat. The combat looks pretty dope. You'll use intertwined melee and range with a variety of weapons from samurai swords, nunchuck, rifles, flamethrowers. It's like a bunch of different other weapons. Toothbrushes. I think it's my favorite thing. A freaking toothbrush. I want to smack someone in the face with a toothbrush. Hey, you got a cavity. You are trained in the style of Wung Fu, and throughout the world, you learn new techniques from the Wung Fu masters. The combat is fast and furious like Devil May Cry. So if you played Devil May Cry before, you understand how quick it is, and you can transition from ranged combat to guns to in your face, doing more combos, switching different weapons. So I think it's gonna be very fast, very furious, a very cool action, fast-paced action combat. I'm looking very forward to getting my hands on this. I'm definitely gonna be playing this on the controller on the PC because real Yakuza use a gamepad. Moving on to the end game. The end game zones are called death zones, and as mentioned above, you'll need special items to enter them. Some will need to be crafted, others will need to be looted, like gas masks or finding the grappling hooks or using special abilities to get in there. You will get top end gear and fight the hardest bosses in the game, which leads us up to what is the end game? Is the end game just farming death zones to get best crafting materials to build your best weapons? Or is it just kind of exploring different areas and finding secrets? I'm looking to see what endgame really has. Like, what is the point of FTB in the game? Is it going to be a continuous endgame to keep crafting your best weapons and trying to do running through different dungeons and whatnot? So I'm looking to see what endgame actually provides, and I hope we get more information on that before we actually get it. There might not be an endgame. It may just be, hey, you beat the game, you can stick around and craft some more, but that's it. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see some DLC for this game, expansions maybe, that will add to the story and surrounding areas. So I'm looking forward to this, and it sounds like overall though we'll have some fun variety to the end game, and you'll need to play all the different areas in the game to obtain different items to access the different death zones, and I think that's pretty cool. The game is up for pre-order now, so if you pre-order it, you get the mercenary DLC, and if you get that right from the start, you get to play as a samurai. If you don't pre-order, you can play this DLC at a different time. I'm looking forward to this game with a little over a month away. It's still pretty quiet from devs, which I think is a good thing, but I am looking forward to more news to drop as we get closer to the game's release. So I hope you find this insightful and helpful if you were unsure about Biomutant, or if you've never heard about this game before. So hopefully this will maybe turn you onto it and go look up for more information. So I hope I provided as much as I could. And if you enjoyed, please comment, like, and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and I appreciate you all watching. I'll check you all out next time. Peace out, everyone.